In this video, we are going to learn how to solve quadratic equations by using the quadratic formula. Now, let's look at this example. It says, solve the equation 2x squared minus 4x minus 1 equals 0. Give your answers to 3 decimal places. Now, quadratic formula could be used for any quadratic equation. But for these types of questions where it says give your answers to 3 decimal places, you can only solve these by using either quadratic formula or completing to square. But mostly it's quadratic formula. So, generally speaking, we have the quadratic equations in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So it must be equal to 0, otherwise we can't apply the quadratic formula. So if it is not equal to 0, we have to make it equal to 0. Now, given this example, let's see, this is 2x squared minus 4x minus 1 equals 0. So here you can say that a is 2, b is negative 4, you have to carry the sign with the number, and c is negative 1. Now, these are important, these coefficients, because we're going to substitute these into the quadratic formula, which is minus b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Now, this looks complicated, but actually it isn't. Let's start substituting first, and I'm going to make explanations while solving. So this is going to be minus b, so this minus sign is separate from the minus sign for the number here. So it's going to be minus 4, plus minus. This is because in quadratic equations you get two different solutions most of the time. So plus minus gives me that. I'm going to use the plus for once, and then next I'm going to use minus. Square root of b squared, so it's going to be minus 4 squared, minus 4 times, well, a is 2, and c is negative 1. So I substitute them, and this is all together in the square root. And here it is very important that you use brackets here while writing b squared, otherwise you will get a negative square number, which is not the case. The square of any number is positive. You have to get a positive value here, otherwise your answer will be wrong. Divided by 2 times, well, a is 2, so I write it like that. Now, so I'm going to go like x equals, and I'm going to write this down in my calculator. It doesn't matter which I choose first, right? I could choose plus or minus first, but it doesn't matter. And I'm going to choose one of these signs while writing the whole thing in my calculator and do the calculation. So when you write it with a minus sign, you're going to get minus 0.2247 and so on, which would be, when you round it up to 3 decimal places, minus 0.225. And then when you write everything with the plus sign in between here, you're going to get 2.2247, and it goes on. I'm going to round it up to 3 decimal places, being 2.225, and that's it. These are my answers. So this is how you use the quadratic equation quadratic formula while solving a quadratic equation. Now, please solve these with the quadratic formula on your book and submit your answers online. Now, remember that all the answers will be given as 3 decimal places. Thank you.